Fast Biz Growth Radio, bringing you expert solutions for business growth. It's indisputable that business and the way we do business is changing extremely fast. Listen weekly to Fast Biz Growth Radio, where we bring you top business experts and thought leaders to share their experiences and insights to help you achieve fast biz growth. Visit www.fastbizgrowth.net for more information and show schedule. Here's your host of the show, entrepreneur, coach, and author, Mike Brenhog, to bring you Fast Biz Growth.
Well, good morning, everybody. This is Mike Brenhog, your host of the show, coming to you live from Orange County, California. And I'm excited about our guest this morning. Our guest this morning on the show is Angie Weeks, and she is truly an SEO guru and a techie. Not only that, she's the founder and CFO of CalCoast Web Design. She has over a decade of experience in the SEO marketing industry and totally involved not only in small business but in organizations, helping them with their SEO strategies so they can get greater results. So, Angie, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Mike. I'm excited to be here today. Very honored that you'd be interviewing me.
Yeah. Well, I love SEO, and I know a lot of SEO folks out there and SEM and web people out there. And from the entrepreneur side of it, and I hope to cover some of the questions today that maybe other entrepreneurs that have had some of the questions that I have through today's time in the show, we can answer some of those questions. Because I know for many of them, because this is how I felt, that it's something mysterious out there, this SEO and the web. It's the great World Wide Web, right? And,
right.
And how do you make SEO work? How do you measure its effectiveness? How much do you do? All these questions went through my mind. And so there's a couple things that happen that I've seen coaching other people. One, when these questions are in their mind and they're overwhelmed with it and they don't understand it, they don't do anything, or they do something but they don't have a strategy behind it, and then they don't get the results, and then they stop doing it.
Yeah, and end up frustrated.
Exactly. So I'm hoping you can share with us some of your tips, techniques, and strategies there. Let's bring some clarity to that. So let me ask you this. Let's start off with, why do businesses need SEO? If you're an entrepreneur or an organization, why do you need SEO, and why do you need a social media strategy?
Well, it's SEO is the new way of doing marketing. Instead of the old way of, I think it was you that said spray and pray, doing all of your advertising out there to people that you're not even sure are interested in your product and service. SEO is basically like holding out a net and letting the fish jump into it. These people pre-qualify themselves with a keyword phrase that's related to your business or product. And that's a beautiful connection. It helps you cut your marketing fat, and what business wouldn't want to do that right now?
I like that, the idea of, putting a net out there and having them jump in, but at the same time, you want to make sure it's the right fish jumping in, right? I always like the big fish or the right fish instead of the little bluegill, right? Or little sardine.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the way that you get the right fish, Mike, is by doing extensive keyword research before you move forward with your marketing campaign. So if you do the research and know what phrases your public is typing in to find businesses and products like yours, it's almost like cheating on the test. You know exactly where you need to come up, and now you can just optimize for those phrases.
So let me ask you this.
Is crucial. Sure.
Yeah, on the keyword search, I hear what you're saying. I guess I understand that, but I don't necessarily know how to go about doing that. How would somebody do that?
Well, there's different tools out there where you can find out what phrases. Like we use keyword discovery at CalCoast, and also, Google has their AdWords tracker and things like that. So finding out those phrases is just absolutely critical, because one of the things that I found, and I've been in this industry over 10 years now, I never guess the right phrases. I think people are typing it in like this, but once I turn around and do the research, I'm frequently wrong. And I've been doing this for so long that, the average business owner, this isn't their area of expertise.
Right.
They're not they think they know what phrases their people type in, and then they arbitrarily tell somebody, I want this phrase. Mm-hmm. And that's something that you'll probably want to avoid is, arbitrarily telling any SEO what phrase you want, and instead letting the SEO, after doing research, tell you what phrases you should have.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So you're actually letting the World Wide Web, the phrases of what people have searched on before, tell you what phrases to use. Is that right?
Exactly, because that way you know where you can go where the volume is, not just where you think you should be and playing the guessing game.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Okay, excellent. Well, I like that. So let me ask you this. When you bring on a new account, somebody that you're working with, what is one of the first steps that you do? You just, let's say it's an entrepreneur, they have a small business, and they're doing all the other marketing activities, and they have a marketing campaign, but their SEO, they're not getting the traction, and they want to leverage that more. How do they do that? Because I see it as more than just SEO. Mm-hmm. So when they come to you and say, hey, Angie, we want to build, or we want to be able to attract more fish, we want more traffic, what is the process that you put a client through?
Well, like we said, the main thing that we start them with is that keyword research, so that they know what type of expectations they can have when it comes to traffic and things like that. But once we do that research, now we've picked and selected our phrases, and more than likely the website isn't optimized for those phrases. So we go through and we do on-page optimization of that particular website. Not to go too geeky on anybody here, but we'll update the title tags and the head tags and, the inbound links and things like that. So those are all crucial things to work on when you're doing an SEO campaign and helping a small business get bigger on the internet.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you find when working with these new clients? What kind of traps do people typically fall into that they need to avoid when looking at SEO?
Oh, my gosh, it's a bunch of landmines out there, you guys, so be careful. One of the traps, we already kind of went over it, and that's the business owner telling the SEO what phrases they should optimize for. I'll remind people that there's, most times you have the product that's a solution, and you think that you want to come up for that product, but people search for pains and problems. Okay. So a lot of times, you're choosing the wrong phrases. So you make sure one of the huge traps, people call and they say, I want to be up for this phrase, and that can really be shooting yourself in the foot. So avoid that. Another trap that I see all the time is people believing that other people's SEO is better than their own website's SEO, meaning buying paid for ads and spaces on directories that are charged for before taking the time to optimize their own websites and thinking that the leads that are generated from these other websites are going to be a better quality than what they could do themselves. Usually your own website is going to generate your best leads, not necessarily, all these other people that you pay to generate you leads. So I see that all the time. And then another thing that I see is people paying for what they believe is a search engine optimized website, but it's something that they don't even own. And I won't, say the companies out there that do this, but they're quite popular. And in the end, they say that your website's going to get found and all of that, but you don't even own the content. You don't have access to update the pages and really take SEO where it needs to go. So your site architecture and just building your website with the proper design is really crucial when it comes to SEO. It can cost you thousands of dollars later if you buy that cheapy website now. And I'm not saying you have to spend, thousands and thousands of dollars on your website build either. You just have to make sure that the architecture of the website has the doors and windows open to Google. So I also see people getting those little cheapy template websites that are not going to take them where they need to go, and then they end up frustrated when their marketing campaign ends up costing more money because of a bad quality website.
Yeah.
So those are just a few of the pitfalls I see people in.
Yeah, and Angie, the websites that you're talking about, because I see those in certain industries where a company has come in and created a template environment, is what you're saying, right? And then basically you just add your name and your photo or your content. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, sites like that. And they're, you see them in every different industry.
Right.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to buy a template, but what you want to ask the company that does the template is a few qualifying questions. One of them would be, can I add unlimited pages to this template, and can I edit the meta tags and the HTML code on these pages? Because if you can't do that, then you can't deep index your pages for Google, and that's not setting your website up for SEO success. Another one is, do I own this template? Can I take it with me if I decide to part ways with you? You don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of hours of work optimizing a website that in the end you don't own.
Oh, wow. That makes a lot of sense, and I can see that. Yeah.
So, people just need to ask those qualifying questions, and then if you can add unlimited pages to your template, and if it is indeed your template to take with you, then, it's pretty much safe to work off that platform for your SEO.
So let me ask you this, because one of the things or thoughts that has always come to my mind, it's you could be working with an SEO expert. They could get you a bazillion hits to your website. But in my opinion, if the website is not designed to convert that traffic, then what good is all the SEO? So does it make any sense to engage in an SEO expert if your website is not structured, and what should come first?
Well, that's a hard one to say. You don't want to get an analysis paralysis with a website. I would say what we usually do with our clients is we set them sail in doing the SEO, because a lot of times they don't have the traffic yet to really determine if this is a converting website. If you're only getting a few people a month on your website, is that enough numbers to really judge and gauge if things are happening correctly? So begin with the SEO, but also combine that with Google's analytics, and we look at the site overlays and where people are clicking on websites. And then we're constantly just tweaking and tuning these websites for convertibility. If we notice that there's a big icon on your homepage, and for the last 3 months not one person has clicked on said icon, we're going to recommend to change, the focus of that icon.
Right.
So that becomes more valuable to the internet traffic. And, vice versa, if there's something lower down on your homepage or somewhere in your website that everybody seems to be clicking on, we'll move that up to the top and put that front and center so that everybody can see that, and you'll get, more bang for your buck there. But that being said, Mike, I do want to mention not all SEOs take on the responsibility of convertibility. A lot of times they'll just say, you know what, I got you at the top of Google, I got you at the top of Yahoo, I got you at the top of Bing and AOL. So what happens from there is not really my problem. I did my job. And that might be something that, everyone out there is a little bit different. I believe that a good SEO company should embrace convertibility and should help our clients to, get a converting website, because that's really the true win-win for everybody. But not every SEO will do that. So that might be another thing to ask while you're interviewing your SEO.
That's a great point, because for me, it's about results, and when I look at it, most people are going to engage in an expert. They're going to engage in an SEO person because they want results. They just don't want to be on the top page. They want to be able to convert that. They want business is what they're doing. They want to convert it to business. And if somebody only takes them part way and says, see ya, I've done my part, you kind of leave them hanging. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. And it's, I think that convertibility is, like I said, the end-all win-win. But technically the job of search engine optimization doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to bring you business through your website.
Yeah.
And when it comes to a larger company, there's things, sometimes you have multiple departments working on this.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have the marketing department and the branding department and, you know, the PR department all with their hands involved. And that's where sometimes, you know, it is okay to just have somebody that their only focus is getting you to the top of the search engines, and people that are qualified in other areas of online marketing and convertibility are also have their hands in helping on that convertibility factor. So that's okay too, but many small businesses don't have that luxury of having all of those people with their hands on the website.
Yeah, so is that one of the key questions that you consult with clients when you bring somebody new on, is ask that question, who's going to handle the conversion, who's going to convert, you know, the hits that are coming to your website? Is that going to be handled internally, or is that something you do also?
Yeah, that's something that we ask them, you know, what other marketing they're doing and what's surrounding this and who we're going to be working in conjunction with, so that we have a good picture before we start to, you know, delve into things on where this is going to go and who's going to be on the team, so that, you know, everything's better with a team. But absolutely, many clients, you know, like I said, don't have that luxury of having a whole team, so they count on the CalCoast team to not only get the website to the top of the search engines, but help that website to convert into, you know, sometimes it's just a call from the website, and then it's, you know, the client's responsibility to go ahead and schedule that appointment, say for a real estate agent or a window cleaner,
right,
or, you know, things like that. But other times, you know, that conversion is purchasing apparel through the website, and, you know, the entire website does the whole job until the client gets the order, and then it's their job to ship it.
Okay. Where can people find you? What is your website address?
Well, we're at calcoastwebdesign.com. That's CALCOAST webdesign.com. If they would like a ton of free SEO advice and social media tips, they can go to blog.calcoastwebdesign.com. We post, we have hundreds of posts about Twitter and Facebook and, you know, keyword research and all of those types of things that are involved when it comes to internet marketing. So would love and encourage anybody to visit our website and visit our blog, and if they have any burning questions on a particular post, they can just go ahead and comment those there, and we'll be more than happy to answer them.
Okay, excellent. And so let me ask you this about social media, because I know that social media is huge. I mean, we have Facebook and LinkedIn and BlogTalkRadio. I mean, there's so many other avenues on the World Wide Web out there that people are using to drive traffic. What part do you play in all that as an SEO expert?
Well, at first, when social media was, you know, kind of developing, we didn't play a huge part in it. We know that it helps the branding for our clients, and it helps them to kind of build more longer-term relationships. So we would always set them up with profiles and things like that. But now that scope is changing. Google Search plus Your World and all of these things are factoring in what your social sphere says into your search results now. So just this year, social media has gotten a lot more focus and attention from the search engine optimization world, because Google is now, you know, really changing their rankings based off of what other people say that you know. So that's an important thing for businesses to remember when it comes to social media. I think it's doing your business an injustice if you get to the top of the search engines, and let's say, for example, you have a product or a service that's a long sales cycle. People aren't necessarily going to pick up the phone or fill out that form to have you on their email list right away. But if you have your social icons on your home page, as you should above the scroll, then people very likely might connect you and come alongside you to kind of, you know, test you and see how you act in these social arenas if you're somebody that they truly want to do business with. And that's, you know, that's a conversion in my opinion. If you get a bunch more followers on Twitter or a bigger sphere on Facebook from doing your search engine optimization, those are all, active listeners that are interested in what you have, and at some point in time they will probably become a buyer or a client. It's just not always right away.
Okay. And so with that, with all this going on, and this is, I think, where it becomes mysterious for a lot of entrepreneurs, because you have the SEO, you have Google, Yahoo, Bing, Facebook, LinkedIn, and it becomes a complete mystery how all this kind of works together. With all this going on, how do you measure the results? Is there a way to do that?
Well, really, like we had said, the end result is, are you getting more business? Is it easier for you to get business? So to take it in a simplistic way, that's one way to measure. But absolutely through, Google Analytics, you can see how many people are liking your page. You can, gauge how many people are engaging with you on your LinkedIn discussions, through your Facebook and things like that. So there's definitely ways to track that. And if you're, for example, selling products on Facebook, you can definitely track that. You can track your ads on Facebook. So yes, it is trackable. But the bottom line is are you seeing an improvement in your business? We can all look at stats and analytics all day long and have our eyes crossed. And it's important to revisit those most definitely. But, the true test of that is are people talking about your business in social arenas? Are they receptive to that? Are they following you back? Are they engaging with you on Twitter and things like that? And then, are you getting some of those inquiries through your website when it gets found in Google?
Okay. And Angie, what type of clients do you typically work with?
We have all types of businesses. Many times we'll work with entrepreneurs who are just starting out, that have a dream but are not sure if it's even going to work out into a business. And I'm happy to say that we've made a lot of them into a real business, which is really exciting and rewarding. But then we also have your, established businesses that have been out there for 30 years, but they've been doing everything in print, and now they're looking to kind of delve into the online arena. And then we have the bigger companies, which many times will simply consult with those companies and help them to organize the departments and staff that they already have dedicated towards these things that might not necessarily be as geeky or as expert as we are in, search engine optimization. Like, if you just hire somebody that has 2 years of website design experience, but now they're responsible for your internet marketing department too, there's, if you have a consultant on board with that, you can make a lot bigger bang for your buck with the larger companies.
Yeah. So with that,
we really do have all types.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a pretty diverse client base. How does a company or an entrepreneur determine how much to spend on SEO? That's the other thing that's kind of mysterious. What I budget for this.
Right. Well, that's, it really depends on the industry, but I always say make sure that usually what you can find out there in the community, networking and doing flyers or doing your print marketing campaigns or whatever those might be is a lesser percentage than what is available to you on the internet. So, I see a lot of businesses thinking in a small box saying, I spend $10,000 a month on my print marketing and I only have $200 a month to spend towards my online marketing. And I think that's a little bit backwards. So I would say, if a business wants to be in business 5 years from now, that they should allocate probably 50% or more of their marketing budget towards internet marketing. Everybody's doing searches with their cell phones now, and they're, everything is computer-based. We're all in the cloud. It just makes sense if you're, looking to take your business to the next level and, be visible. It's, we're bridging ourselves as really a World Wide Web now and doing business not just across the country but across the world. And it's a lot bigger than your own backyard, wherever you live.
Yeah. Well, but it is a huge world out there, and the internet is great for some businesses because now it allows you to get your products and services on a much larger scale out there. But then you have the very localized type businesses, and I was just thinking about one of my clients, and they're a local restaurant, it's a major franchise, chain, national chain. Their location is not the ideal location, and yet, even though they're a big franchise, they're trying to drive more traffic. They've tried the printed coupons, all of that people receive in the mail. They've done the local advertising, but they're still not getting the traffic. What is, a restaurant, very local, where you have a small radius of people? I think it's like, 3 to 5 miles is the radius. It's probably even smaller than that, where people come to the restaurant. How can they take advantage of SEO where they don't necessarily need to target the world, just their local little community?
Right. Well, we have all types of tiered campaigns. So one of our campaigns is basically a city-based campaign, and that would be for like somewhere, your local yoga studio, your laundromat, your restaurant, so that if somebody types in, Mission Viejo yoga studio or something of that sort, we can make that so, your business comes to the top. And two really important factors in doing local SEO, this is off-site, but also important, would be to make sure that you're in Yahoo and Google Maps, and so the local section of Google and Yahoo. And then also a lot of people, when you're talking about a restaurant, make buying decisions off of Yelp. So that restaurant should be in Yelp. They should have their, Google and Yahoo Local. And did you know you can upload a coupon to your Google Local and a video and things like that? I didn't know that. So, yeah, you absolutely can. So it's a great way to bring new business in the door by doing a localized campaign. And that's, it's another thing that you have to be careful of with other SEOs. They'll try to sell you more area than you need. I wouldn't drive, to across the county to go to a dentist or to a yoga studio. So you want to be sure when you're interviewing your SEOs that they understand really where your business is going to come from, and they only optimize you for those areas so that you're not getting those calls from, for pizza delivery 3 cities away.
Right, yeah, because people aren't going to drive and you're not going to deliver a pizza. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a way to cut your marketing fat. And a smart SEO knows these things, but, I'm seeing a lot of new SEO franchises out there and stuff like that pop up. So I just, your SEO should be somebody that's with you just like your business coach or like a doctor or a financial advisor, not just a onesie-twosie type thing, but somebody that's going to come alongside your business for months and years to come and really understands and can engage with you.
Yeah, which brings up a good point. SEO is not just a one-time deal, right? I mean, this is an ongoing marketing effort, right?
Yes and no. For certain very specialized businesses, you can do a one-time deal. But don't expect that. That's the rarity. Most people to be at the top of Google, Google likes to see your website and your blog and all of these things have regular updates with the keyword phrases that you're supposed to get found for. So yes, SEO is an ongoing thing, and businesses need to allocate this as part of their monthly budgets and expect to constantly be enhancing and improving upon their website, just like we are with our normal business and our departments. I mean, you don't set up your sales department and say, okay, that's good to go. I'm never going to revisit that or improve upon it again. Think of your website as a department of your company, and then, usually you'll be successful because then you're constantly revisiting that, you're updating things within it, you're systemizing things and checking out, what's worked so far and what's going to come.
Yeah. So I want to leave because we have a few minutes left here on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that the listeners and the people that will listen to this after the fact, that they walk away with something that is just, the most important things. When you look at SEO, and you're an expert, and there are many experts out there, what is the difference? What separates your approach from some of the other SEO folks out there?
Well, our approach, we have a tried and true system, Mike, and I think that some SEOs out there don't even have that. They just kind of, they don't necessarily have a master plan when it comes to how you can get found in a search. So we have a tried and true system, but what makes us really unique is we really are hands-on with our clients in manipulating that so that it's in their own best interest. And the team is so experienced in doing these things that they can really help take businesses to the next level by moving certain things around in the campaign and by being involved with our clients directly. A lot of SEOs out there and people, will even be paying for it in different countries where you're never really talking to your optimization specialist, and that doesn't usually set your business up to win when it comes for SEO. And then another thing that we do that not everybody does is we specialize in organic SEO, which is the natural rankings or the rankings in the center of the page, not the sponsored links. And typically you cannot offer a guarantee in that area because it's up to the search engines on where you'll be. But telcos, because we've been doing this for so many years, we're able to offer a guarantee to our clients that they'll have at least 25 page one rankings as long as they execute the campaign that we suggest. So that's another thing, businesses have that guarantee that you won't just be paying money for months and months and not see page one rankings. You'll definitely see page one rankings if you're on a campaign with CalCoast.
And you said that was 25 page one rankings?
Yes, those are for our localized campaigns.
Okay.
We also have a bigger guarantee for our national campaigns. And I do want to say that to everybody to take that with a grain of salt, though, the way that Google is rebalancing their rankings based off of social spheres and things like that, what you turn around and see on page one might not be what I see on page one. So we do that with as least amount of bias possible in our searches, but sometimes people that are very active in searching and all of that, they're going to see different rankings, and that's by design for Google, and I believe that it will eventually be for everyone's best interest. It definitely throws a challenge in our business loop, but, overall, certain companies aren't liking that because they want the consistency, but what Google's trying to do is be consistent towards what your desires and passions are with their rankings.
Now, how are they doing that? Are they taking the browsing history and sites that the person doing the search from their computer has visited before into consideration?
Yes.
Okay.
They're taking in your previous activity and what you've clicked on before and factoring that into your future searches. And in addition to that, they're factoring in what people in your social sphere say and putting some of those rankings into your rankings, kind of like injecting them. So certain times if a particular website wasn't, +1 or shared that by a friend, then it won't show up in your rankings. But if it was, then it will show up in your rankings. So it's, Google is basically going custom, and it's creating definite waves in the industry, but it's my job to embrace technology and help our clients embrace technology. So whether we like this or whether we don't, it's a reality, and we just have to get used to doing business in this new scape.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's a key, and I think that's a good place to try and wrap the call up here, because for small business owners, it can seem like it is the World Wide Web, and there's many options out there. But at the end of the day, is we become more technology driven and our marketing becomes more technology driven, the ability to get found on the first page of Google, Bing, Yahoo, whatever it may be, any of those internet search engines is critical to your business, whether you're national or global or local. And if you don't do anything, if you don't engage in an SEO expert or have a website, you're missing out. You're not maximizing your business growth opportunities, right, Angie?
Absolutely. I was just interviewing one of our clients yesterday, and he's a window cleaner. And I asked him, I said, what percentage of your business do you get from your website? And he said he gets 25% of his new business from his website. So what would that do for a business that's not doing SEO right now? If the average window cleaner, 1 out of every 4 of his clients comes from the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's lots of opportunities online if businesses take action and seize them.
Yeah. Okay. So Angie, for the listeners, as we wrap up here, what's the most important thing that somebody can do today to take action to increase their SEO and to increase their traffic? What's the most important thing that you want to leave them with?
I want to encourage every business to blog or keep on blogging. Your blog posts are little gold nuggets out there that people come across and they find this specialized subject that you're talking about and they want to be connected with you. Mm-hmm. And while you're doing the blogging, I would love to see them doing video blogging or vlogging because video helps to convert and that also gets ranked in Google. So businesses need to blog on a regular basis and get those videos out there.
Excellent. Well, I think that's a great tip. And again, for those that are listening, we have on our show Angie Weeks. She is an SEO expert and social media expert. She is also the CFO of CalCoast Web Design. You can learn more about Angie and her SEO services at calcoastwebdesign.com. Again, that's calcoastwebdesign.com. You can also find information on her. I have her information posted on fastbizgrowth.net if you're interested in that. Well, Angie, that is a wrap for the show. Thank you very much for being on the show, Fast Biz Growth Radio. I appreciate it, and your information is extremely valuable, and I hope those listeners truly take it to heart and engage in you or engage in an expert to increase traffic, because at the end of the day, if you want to achieve fast business growth, this is one of the areas that you have to master. You have to get it down to increase your traffic so that you can convert it to real business. And that's how companies achieve fast biz growth. So, Angie, thank you again, and you have an awesome day. Yeah.
You too. I appreciate you having us on, Mike.
You're very welcome, and we'll probably have you on again in the future as well. So have a great day, Angie, and to you listeners as well, have an awesome day. Again, this is Mike Brendhog, your host of Fast Biz Growth Radio. For more information on our next show, visit fastbizgrowth.net, fastbizgrowth.net for a show schedule, and listen in weekly. Have an awesome day.
Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.